Am I the asshole for asking my husband to turn down his dream job for my career? I, 33 female, am the breadwinner of our household. I have multiple, highly specialized degrees for a niche industry. I make 200k plus with potential to get into the 601 million range. My company has not been hit that badly by COVID, so most of us have kept our jobs, but we are held to strict standards. My husband, 36 male, has a broad degree work experience. He quit his job right before COVID hit, hoping for a better job in the meantime, and I was supportive. He spent a ton of time applying to various jobs and finally landed an interview at Organization X. This is his dream job in almost every imaginable way. I can't be detailed here. However, it's paying about 65k a year, which would be fine, except this job directly puts my job stability at risk. My company and this organization are adversarial at best. My field is extremely secretive, and if clients discovered my spouse was working for a competitor, I would be permanently tainted. I wouldn't be able to get a job in the industry forever. I know this sounds like an exaggeration, but I promise you, it absolutely is not. It would be like if I worked in protecting the privacy of celebrities and he worked for TMZ. If he tapped my car, got into my work devices, he could use that to advance his career, and any trust I have in this field will be gone. Even if I trust my husband not to do that, my clients and my company don't. Worse, because my background is so specialized, this is the only field I can work in. I asked him to drop from consideration for this job since if he got it, we would lose my income. 65k a year cannot support us in this city. Plus, he does not have to work for this organization. Even if the job market is awful right now, his background gives him access to a wide range of jobs. But I only have this one niche field. He was extremely angry and said I was selfish and only cared about money. I told him that if he wanted to go back to school for an advanced degree or just be unemployed for a while, I would support him. But taking this job isn't possible. He continued the process behind my back and got the offer. He wants to accept it because he says his career needs to take priority and that I wasn't being a supportive wife. I feel so betrayed and I've contacted all relevant higher-ups in my company to inform them. I notified them as soon as he got the interview because it's better coming from my email than from a background check. I told him he could decline the offer with me watching him physically decline it, or he could accept the offer and move out immediately. I would pay for him to stay 2 weeks at a hotel and we would begin divorce proceedings. My company is willing to take care of all my legal fees. I feel fucking awful. I still love him. I moved decisively because this was the best way to cut my losses, but it still hurts. He called me heartless and cold. It's true that I was prioritizing my career over his, but it felt like the only option at the time. Okay, let's have a look at the comments. Not the asshole. Some are saying you have decided your job is important than your husband. They are ignoring that he seems to have decided a job offer is more important than your entire career. I was ready to call you the asshole considering we frequently see people unnecessarily prioritize their career over their spouses when compromise is possible. However, he is refusing to compromise. To address the people calling this is a trust issue, it doesn't matter if she trusts him. Her company and her clients don't. He knows this and chose to pursue this job anyway. If she doesn't trust someone who is willing to destroy her entire career for a single job, I don't blame her. Men aren't usually the spouse making career sacrifices for the greater good of the couple. I don't know for sure, but that could be something he's struggling with. They are ignoring that he seems to have decided a job offer is more important than your entire career. It's actually worse. He has decided that, as the husband, he has a right to order his wife to give up her career. He says his career needs to take priority and that I wasn't a supportive wife, and it isn't just OP's career and their family income that isn't as important as his job offer. He has decided that the job offer is even more important than their marriage. Because really, who thinks that you're keeping your marriage after telling your significant other to give up their career because of your much lower paying job offer? To address the people calling this a trust issue, it doesn't matter if she trusts him. Her company and her clients don't. He knows this and chose to pursue this job anyway. I agree, and it goes further than that. He has shown that she can't trust him. He continued the process behind my back. To be honest, even if he does capitulate, their relationship will never be the same again. She now knows that she isn't the highest priority in his life, and he will forever resent her for not backing down on the issue. Not the asshole. And I think divorce is inevitable. I think the fact that he's not considering the fact that his wife makes more than 3 times what he will is stupid. It's like cutting off your entire face to spite your ears. Be happy that your wife is successful in her career and is willing to support the both of you. This is the 21st century. Get that macho bullshit out of your head. Either find a job that doesn't conflict or go back to school so you can. I couldn't imagine throwing away my marriage for a 65k a year job. Maybe if it was 650k, he might have some justification, but even then, it would be shitty. I honestly hate people bringing up toxic masculinity. This is a prime example. Being unable to sacrifice something small for your wife who contributes so much. I hope he figures out this job and its pathetic 65k a year is worth his marriage. Time for him to get his head out of his own ass, but it might be stuck at this point. I wish I could think 65k a year is pathetic. Twice what I make at full time. I wish even more that I had a wife that made 200k a year and would support my ass while I follow my dreams. Just ask me not to ruin her career to do it. Some people just have to look in the gift horse's mouth. I guess not the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that she is only welcome at my house if she doesn't bring her husband? I know, the title sounds bad, but please hear me out. So, I have a severe epilepsy and have a service dog, Onyx. Now, Onyx does have time to cuddle and relax and be at rest and just be a dog, but when he is working at keeping me alive. He has saved my life multiple times. Now, my friend has been coming over a lot recently to visit. I love her but have an issue with her husband. He's one of those types who harbors the belief that have a dick makes him more superior to women. He also doesn't believe in invisible disabilities, and because of Onyx, he's never seen me have a seizure. Last week they came over and her husband was being playful with Onyx, which was fine as he was at rest. A little while later though, the husband began asking if he could dog sit sometime, bring Onyx to their place for a sleepover. I said no and explained again that Onyx is a service dog and I needed him to, stay alive. Her husband got an attitude and told me Onyx wasn't a machine and I had no right to deprive him of fun. Then he pulled the "I'm a man so I know more than you" card by explaining that I was wrong and he was right and I could go one night without Onyx and control my seizures. All this time my friend sat on the couch saying nothing. I asked him to leave and after some huffing and puffing about how rude I am and what happened to manners and Onyx would have had fun, they both did. Now, today my friend called asking if they could stop by. I explained that I would love to have her over, but her husband was no longer welcome. She got upset and told me that he was just like that and it was hard to tell sometimes because he had never seen me have a full-blown seizure. I got kinda mad and sarcastically asked her if I should purposely cause a seizure so her husband was comfortable. She just kept repeating that he meant no harm and wanted Onyx to have fun. I just told her again that she is welcome, but he is not. Am I the asshole? I feel awful and feel like I'm creating an issue, but that man is just toxic energy and I worry that his disbelief of my need for a service animal will cause him to do something completely crazy. Not the asshole, you are totally in the right here. Your comment about purposely causing a seizure so her husband was comfortable was spot on. Why is it so hard for him to believe you about your condition and your needed treatment? Your friend is an asshole for defending her husband, and her husband is obviously a super a-hole. Even if he wasn't a support dog, what kind of bullshit nonsense is asking to take your dog for a sleepover and then not accepting no? If a friend's significant other told me, your ferret is so cute, can I take her home for a sleepover and to play? I'll be like, no, get your own pet, she's mine. What a weird thing for a person to even ask, period. Made so much worse by the fact that he is a service dog, not the asshole. I'm on medication, so I rarely have them anymore, but I've met a lot of people who don't believe me because they've never seen me have a seizure. I had this one teacher in high school when I wasn't on medication who was absolutely convinced I was just skipping school because I was lazy, even though it was because I would either had a seizure or had been to a hospital appointment. It's like people think you can just flip a switch in your head and magically have a seizure on the spot. Otherwise, they just think you are lying. I just don't get it. Because someone hasn't seen someone physically experience symptoms of their illness or disability, it does not exist? I have asthma. I don't encounter many people saying, well, I haven't seen you have an asthma attack, so therefore you don't have it. Because obviously, that's what taking medication is for. To stop adverse reaction to my condition, just like no one tends to question my allergies, even though I have never had an allergic reaction in front of them. Is this because they are mainstream enough for people? People are idiots. Why is it so hard to believe people when they say they suffer from XYZ? I have a good feeling this is very female orientated too.